Hi, my name is Kelly Kugis and I live in Dallas, Texas. This is my video interview for Beacon Hill Nannies.
Great. Kelly, can you tell us about your family environment while growing up?
Sure. I was born in Santa Rosa, California. I lived there until I was about 10 years old. I later moved to San Antonio with my family, where we lived until I was about 17. I'm the oldest of 5 children. My next brother is a pilot in the Air Force. He lives in New Jersey with his wife. My sister under that lives in San Antonio and she's a child life specialist. My next brother is actually attending a college in Idaho where he's studying to be a pharmacist, and my sister under that is a communication major.
Great. And what can you tell me about your parents?
My dad was a navigator in the Air Force and he now works in healthcare. My mom was a stay-at-home mom all while we were growing up, and now she runs a company out of our home.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your educational background?
Sure. I started off at NIU. My major was photography with a minor in Russian, and then I later transferred to Utah Valley State College, where I ended up graduating with a degree in psychology and minors in business and art.
Wonderful. And can you tell me about your childcare experiences?
Sure. While I was in college, I actually started nannying for the dean of my psychology program at Utah Valley State College. And his kids were 3 and 4 at the time. I really enjoyed that, and so I later went to New York, where I nannied for a family that had a 5 and an 8-year-old. I stayed with them almost 3 years, and the little boy, the 5-year-old, had Asperger's syndrome that we worked through as well.
Great. And did you have any volunteer childcare experiences?
I do. Actually, while I was attending NIU, I worked at the Salvation Army at an after-school program with at-risk kids that didn't have a parent at home after school. So they'd come to our program, we'd do homework help with them, and then after-school activities and things like taking them Halloween trick-or-treating and things like that.
And how about in a clinical setting?
I actually worked at an adolescent treatment center in Provo, Utah. The kids were between the ages of 12 and 17, and they had all sorts of different issues, and we worked with them. I was a daily unit staff.
What do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
I love swimming. That's probably my #1 thing that I love to do. I love to play volleyball and tennis, softball, and I also enjoy probably my biggest passion right now is photography. I do that with my friend and a local photographer.
Great. And how do you view your role as a nanny?
I think my role as a nanny is to be a friend and a support to the parents and to enforce their childcare standards for their kids. And then with the children, I view myself as a friend, a mentor, and a role model.
Great. And what qualities do you feel like you have to offer a family?
I think that I have a lot of childcare experience. Ever since I was born, really, I've been around kids. And I started working with kids when I was 12 and up. So for several years I've worked with children. I've been a live-in nanny as well as a live-out nanny. I just love working with kids.
Great. And what do you feel that your strengths are?
I think my strengths are that I'm pretty organized. I'm really flexible with my time. I get along really well with kids, and I'm really good at finding out each of their strengths and working towards different activities to develop those and to helping them learn different things in everyday life.
Great. What do you think your role is with the parents?
I think my role with the parents is to be a support for the way they'd like their children raised, and to keep their children learning and engaging every day while they're not home.
Okay. Well, I think that about concludes our interview at this time. Could you please state your name again?
My name is Kelly Kugis. Thank you so much for your consideration, and I look forward to meeting and talking with your family.